Welcome to the Arse Bros Friday Arse. Apologise for last weekend. I had family issues, so unfortunately I couldn't make it on. But we're back this week. We've got a big game coming up tomorrow at 12:30. Joining me today, as always, is the smooth criminal down here. Cory, how we doing, mate?
I am good. How are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. All's good. Also, special guest today, we've got Big Steve. Again, how we doing, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad.
Good. And a very special guest, one of our two watchers. We've got Gary. Don't waste a tweet. How we doing, mate?
I'm doing good. Hello, Cory.
What's up, man? What's up, Gary?
Hello, doing good.
Good, man. I'm glad to meet you, actually.
Yeah. Yes,
We got
same
you
here.
on.
Yeah.
Right. Before we go into the Aston Villa game, I did want to talk about the red cards, the last Wolves game. I don't want to really go in too much into the game because I feel like it's been overdone over this last week. And a lot of people have been moaning and stuff. But with David Luiz's appeal getting basically thrown out the window, I just wanted to see how you guys felt about it. So, Cory, I'll start with you first, mate. How do you feel about
Some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
that?
Yeah.
It's bad, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's bad. It's like, look, when this was back in the day before VAR, do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay, maybe the ref, didn't see it, blah, blah, blah. We have a little moan about it, say the ref is shit. But now we've got all these other people to complain about. We have to complain about the ref. We have to complain about all them fuckers at VAR. Yeah.
I just call them the wankers in the van outside the stadium.
Yeah, that's what they are. Yeah. I think they were having a wank when they were
Probably
when that happened. Do you know what I mean? They weren't paying attention.
It was on the hub, mate.
Yeah. And then we tried to appeal it, yeah, and then we've got these other wankers, yeah, on that whatever panel, right, that didn't overturn it. So it's just wankers everywhere. Do you know what I mean? So it's bullshit. I don't know what, I've seen it quite a few times now.
Yeah, I think
quite a few times. And you saw they were both, running. They were both running at full pace. I didn't even see no contact, really. Yeah, if there was contact, it's forgivable just because of the pace that they were running at. Do you know what I mean? He's not stuck his foot out on purpose or anything like that. It's just it would just be sort of a clash of legs. But to actually give the red, not overturn it, and it just pissed me off. I'm pissed off about it.
Yeah, I'm the same. I felt after watching it over and over again, I felt right. The penalty, yeah, it's probably is a penalty. At the end of the day, it's a clattering between two people. You can say, yeah, all right, a penalty. Really, for me, it wasn't a red card. I don't feel like it was a red. I felt maybe yellow at best.
Yeah, because it wasn't intentional.
Because it wasn't I don't know. I don't know the rules these days because they keep changing them week in, week out. So, but I assume that if you take the guy out intentionally, being the last man, I felt that's the only way you're going to get a red card, basically stopping a goal scoring opportunity. Where it's something like that, there's a TV screen at the side, on the sidelines. You got, like we said, there's the two wankers in the van or one wanker in the van watching the hub in the TV outside, in the van out, watching on the TV outside the stadium. I just don't understand how none of them have seen it. And I think VAR, it took literally 2 seconds to check the decision.
Yeah. So
I ain't really talked about this a lot. I ain't even really mentioned it to the guys, to the other Arse Bros. Not really gone into it. But I thought, right, I'll leave this. This is going to be my opportunity to say something. And that's why I'm saying it. And I think it is a biggest load of shit. Steve, I'll come to you, mate. How do you feel about it? Do you feel do you feel the same as us, or do you feel it was a red?
No, I don't think it was a red. And honestly, it's an arguable penalty. I was fucking seething on Tuesday. I was honestly, it ruined my fucking night. And it's been a long while since football has done that. What made it worse was the Martial incident in obviously we found out yesterday that the Bednarak, he's got overturned and he's got no red card there. But fuck it, it's unreal. The ruling is ridiculous. That you've got that dickhead that was sat in the BT studio going over it, saying whatever, all this new interpretation of the rule and this, that, and it was bollocks. It was he didn't touch him. Jose touched Luiz. There's an angle where people are saying, "Oh, you can clearly see he's clipped his heel." He didn't clip his heel. That is literally on one angle. It's like that. So to you guys, at this angle, it looks like my hands are touching. They're not, you know. So that's what's happened, and it's just it was a penalty. Maybe, as Cory said, you can say, all right, maybe it's a penalty. Definitely not a red, and I wouldn't say it was a penalty considering up the other end in the first half when Willy Bodie went through on Saka. Okay, maybe it looked like he got a toe to the ball, but he absolutely bodied Saka. As soon as he made the challenge and the ball's gone away from Saka, he's followed through with the shoulder, and Saka's gone flying like a sack of shit. So how can you give nothing for that, but yet with the David Luiz thing, say that he can't go for the man, he's too close, all this? It's bollocks. It's absolute bollocks.
You've been holding that in, haven't you?
I have. It's honestly
that's some pent up shoulder stress right there. Just gone. Rah.
Just not good, man. Not good. And my first reaction was, I was fuming with David Luiz. I thought, you fucking idiot. After the performance on Saturday against Man U, where he was outstanding, he's gone and done that. And then as soon as I saw it again, I was like, what? Like, I was absolutely speechless. And you can't put any blame on that guy.
No, I agree. Gary, how do you do you see anything different? Did you see it as a red, or I'm trying to see if anyone's unbiased here, but everyone's biased.
No, the first time I looked at it, you first watch it live and you see the Wolves player basically just get shot, and you're like, and you see him fly out, and you're like, Luiz, what did you do? Because he can do that. He can grab the player, twist him around, trying to slow him down. Because that's the first thing I thought when I saw it. I was like, why did he grab him? That doesn't make any sense. No, he hadn't. He wasn't even that close to even touch him with his hand. So I'm like, okay, so then what happened? So tell me what happened here. And then you look at the replay and you're like, they really thought he touched him? I mean, I think he realized he wasn't going to be able to get a good shot off or something, and then decide, you know what, I'm going to take a fall and see. Talking about that Martial penalty, why doesn't he get a yellow or something? Because ultimately, the reason why he didn't give the red is because there was no foul there, right? He dived. So, I think, can they give a yellow for stuff like that? I don't know, but they should be able to if they can take away the red, because somebody was at fault there. So we got punished again. And you know what? Also, I mean, I don't know. I think we saw it coming, though, right? I mean, we all know Luiz has it in him, and he got punished this time, but he has it in him to do it.
I think that's probably what it was. I think the ref and VAR, like when they finished wanking each other off in the van, they were probably like, do you know what? It's Luiz, in it. He probably, I know he don't look like it, but he probably did some shit. He probably did catch him. So, you know what I mean?
Use the force.
So let's just give it because it's David Luiz. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it was his reputation that got him that red and nothing else.
Yeah. I mean, I also looked at it as, all right, you got a minute left in the game. I thought that, okay, when I looked at the replay multiple times, I was like, I thought Holding could have done something better in that situation as well, because if he's supposed to be, if we're playing 11 players, all of us as a teammate, we're all a team. If you see one of your teammates go do something stupid, you want to clean up the mess, right? Because he created a mess, Luiz, when he took off and left the back line. Holding, I always say he should be able to know that his teammate just left him and he's there alone again. It's happened before, right? We saw it in the North London derby. Bellerin just took off and left him. Next thing you know, they're coming back on an attack. It's Holding sitting there. He doesn't make any move. He doesn't take anybody out. He doesn't move to the left or the right, and they just go around him. And so the red, Luiz getting too close. Okay, all right, maybe. But I also felt like there was a little bit of like, come on, can the rest of the team pick him up? Because they know as well that he's good for something silly, and he did it. So, they're not at fault, but I would have liked them to kind of, say, you know what, let's correct this mistake as well, because, it happens all the time. We see Leno do it when somebody messes up. He makes that tremendous save that comes out of nowhere when a player screws up, right? He covered that penalty kick in the Chelsea game when we're trying to close out the game. So I think, to me, I always look at, all right, you screwed up. but also could your teammates help you out a little bit? I think they could have in this situation, but I don't know if anybody saw it that way. So
I do agree with you, because the defense screwed up because they pushed a high line, so they was asking for someone to run into behind him. That was a given. That can't be forgiven. They should have been watching what they were doing. So I agree with you there, but I think it's more down to the penalty. It's the actual card itself I wanted to get into, because everybody knows they're screwed up.
Yep.
In that sense, everybody knows that. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been chasing back for him. So he's made himself look a tit just for doing that. So it's and then he's made himself look even more of one, hasn't he? Really, and I agree with Cory in that respect. It's because it's David Luiz, isn't it? Is a given to get a red.
The ref looked as if he was blowing his whistle before Willian Jose went through, which you're saying about Holden. I think he must have just thought the game was ending, and on my, because I was surprised when obviously it went down for a penalty, because on one of my apps on my phone it come up first half 1-0, and the game was still going on, and I'm like, what? And then I realized that obviously it's now a penalty. What's gone on? But I see loads of tweets saying that the referee had gone to blow his whistle a few seconds before Jose got the ball. So who knows? Maybe the rest of the team switched off. I don't know.
I think the Wolves players were definitely in the referee's ear that whole first half.
Yeah.
I mean, every time you saw the referee, you saw 2 to 3 Wolves players around him. Basically, I guess maybe he wanted to shut him up and say, "Here, take it. Here's your red."
Yeah.
Because they were all over him. And that's the one thing I would like our team to do, is get in the referee's ear, at least to say, you know what, call it both ways, okay? At least call it both ways for me. So. But I didn't like the red, but there's
nothing we can do now, because it's been thrown out, and it is appeal, which I don't know about that one. I don't know if that's just FA being the FA, isn't it, really, or the Referees Association or whatever it is. I ain't got a clue on that one. But we'll get into the second red. I've got a theory on this. I reckon he did it on purpose, just because everything this weekend is going to be on him and Martinez. I don't think Leno could be bothered with that shit. He thought, I'm ball it outside the area, then I don't have to deal with that shit. I'll let someone else have it.
Nah, no way. No way.
Right.
He made an absolute howler. The ball bounced at a weird angle. He's obviously gone to jump for it because he thought it was going higher. It hasn't gone higher. He's pulled his arm in, and as he's pulled his arm in, he's just fucking smacked off his fist. Idiot to even be, to be out at that stage. Like, just leave it. It's going directly to the corner. Just stay in your box. Like, stupid mistake. But yeah, no, Leno, and on, you saying about obviously him and up against him and Martinez, that would have been as it is, and ultimately now it's who do we play? Do we play Runarsson or do we play Matt Ryan? We're seeing a lot of news coming out that Matt Ryan's going to be fit, but in fairness to Runarsson and in fairness to the whole team, after that, we didn't concede. We didn't concede with paper resting goal. We didn't concede with 10 men for most of the game. So luckily, the Leno mistake didn't cost us. Like, didn't really cost us.
Well,
but
I think the damage had already been done at that point.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Yeah. If Leno did that, then that the Marie stories are true as well. That we didn't want to pay the $1 million until we cleared some of our books, right? And now he's healthy to play, right? So.
Well, we'll definitely get into the Villa game, because we'll get into that. I just want to hear, anyone else got anything on Leno?
Yeah, I mean,
do you agree with my theory, Cory? Come on, you've got to agree.
Yeah.
You're just doing
no peer pressure there.
I'll humor you, yeah. But if that theory not be true, which it's unlikely, Mike, but if it wasn't true, then my other theory would just be that he got caught in two minds. He rushed out, and it's like what Steve said. You know what I mean? He thought the ball was gonna bounce differently and whatnot, and it didn't go that way. And then he ended up hitting it with his hand, sending off. We know Leno can sometimes get a rush of blood to the head and do something. You know, when he's got time to think about it. You know, Leno is more, a reactive keeper. It's like, yeah, he's got reflexes. You know what I mean? It's like he's a good shot stopper. But when it comes to things like that, where sort of like he's got to make a decision, that's where he's not so hot, and he showed it there. But we knew what we was getting with him. We knew, and everyone knew at the club, you know, when it was out of him and Martinez, like, you know, we're going to weigh up and whatnot. But, you know, his shot stopping is so good that we have to sort of allow for things like this. I don't think we were getting back into the game anyway, because I was personally a little bit unhappy, even though we was down to like 10 and then 9 men. I still, you know, I go back to the days when we had that real sort of winning mentality, that real sort of title challenge mentality. And it's like, even when you go down a man, it doesn't matter. You go for that. You go for the point, or you go for the 3 points. It's like, it's just, to lose under any circumstances is unacceptable. Whereas what I saw there was a very much a mid-table team that was like, you know, oh shit, you know, we've got a man sent off. Guess that's that. You know, we'd be, you know, we would have done well to win this match. You know, with 11 men. Now we're down to 10. We've got as an excuse. So, you know, we're not really going to put that pressure on. We're not going to bust the gut to get the win. And some people might say that's unfair, but it's just noticeable. If Man City go a man down and they've only got to score 1 goal to sort of get themselves back in the match, they're going to go for it. If it's Real Madrid, if it's any team like that, they're going to go for it. We kind of just gave up, and I'm not really feeling that. But, you know, so with Leno going off at that point, I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake. But it didn't hurt me as much as when David Luiz went off.
Bit weird, that, isn't it, really, to be fair? I was the same. I was a bit like, what are you doing, you donut? Whereas Louise, when my first reaction was like, Steve, you fucking dickhead. You've done it again.
Yeah.
This is it. It's like when somebody like cheats in a relationship. It's hard to build that trust again, because you know, she's going to start going through your phone and stuff. Like, she don't believe you that you won't do it again. So you know, even when you're not actually innocent, you know, they're always going to presume the worst. You know,
no, love, I'm not on Tinder, I swear. I'm not. Yeah.
Someone's using my pictures.
Yeah. Right. Well, anyway, on that note, we will get into the Villa game. Obviously, we are going to be without Leno and Louise. Sorry, I'm reading from Sky Sports here, so I'm just seeing who's in and who's out. Matt Ryan could make his debut. It's hit and miss, I think, at the minute. Also, who's going to be out by the looks of things is Kieran Tierney is still going to be out. Ceballos and Mari look to be still out. And they're thinking that Aubameyang could start. I wouldn't start Aubameyang, though. I'd stick with Pepe and Saka. Because I think they did well against Wolves. In that first half, we was absolutely smashing them. In that first half, and them two were brilliant. So I'd probably stick with that partnership for now. You know, there's no point in change. Why fix something that's not broken? That's for me anyway. So yeah, well, we'll get into it. Villa, I'll get onto their team news. Wesley is out.
Didn't even know he's still playing for him.
And Courtney House, I don't know. Whatever. I'm terrible with names. Defender unlikely to return, so they've only got 2 outs at this moment in time. You know, no one knows what happens in training between now and then. So, yeah, that's pretty much about the team news. That's pretty much it for about the team news. Do you think Ryan will start if he's fit? Gary, I'll come to you, mate. Or do we stick with Runnison?
I think Ryan should start. I think he should start. And Arson, I don't. He scares me. He's got the Luiz complex. I know he's got it in him, and you know what? He's shown it the last 2 times he's been out. Just when you think he's doing okay, he then just kicks the ball out of bounds. And so I don't think I think like they said, he's our 3rd goalie and probably should have never even been used at all, right? In a season like this, unless we really were down 2 goalies. But yeah, no, Ryan should, if he's healthy, then he should play, I think, because I think at least mentally he'll know what the game's like. I think our defense is good enough to pay, to be able to at least help him out. If I don't think Kearney's back, but I saw Maria's back, so if he's healthy, that should help out because I think we're better. He's better tandem at least with Holding so far. So if not, Gabriel can do it, but he hasn't shown it yet. But I think the goalie's going to need some help regardless of who it is. But I'd rather have Ryan back there because of the experience.
Yeah, that's definitely a fair point. Yeah, I've just seen an update on Mari. Actually, apparently he is fit to play on something else on a different. I don't know what site it is. Well, anyway, on a different site, he's returned to full training and is available for selection. So
yeah, that was on Arsenal as well.
Yeah, so I'd rather have Mari in there than Gabriel. If I'm being honest, at the minute, I think Gabriel. I just think he needs to come a little bit more back up to speed. He seems to have taken a bit longer to come back after his 3 red cards. That red card that he had 3-game match ban.
It was that, and then he had COVID, didn't he?
And then that's right, he had COVID, and he was out for 3-4 weeks.
He's been out most of Jan.
Yeah,
if not all of Jan. Was it not December, the red card?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's
what
right.
Game was it? It would have been the game before Chelsea. Because Murray came in for Chelsea, didn't he?
Southampton.
So that was before.
Was
Chelsea,
it Southampton
right?
or Burnley? Actually, yeah, they were before Chelsea, before Everton. Games before Everton. I'm just looking at the fixtures here, and I've just seen,
because Murray came in.
Red card against Burnley, then we had a red card against Southampton.
Yeah, I would put Gabriel in just because he's been training. If Murray has had a calf injury and not just a clause in his contract, then he's going to be rusty as well. And I would give him the extra week of training, give him some minutes tomorrow. If we're winning, bring him on. Maybe go to 3 at the back, get him some minutes and get him some running about. I would put Gabriel in because I've said on other pods and I've said on this, we can't forget that he was our player of the month 3 months running, and he was outstanding when he first came in at the side. So we're in good stead that we now have to choose from 3 or 4 decent performing centre backs, and I'll include Luis in that because Luis this season, whenever he's played, he's played all right. He's done well. So I would play Gabriel, and on the goalkeeper front, I think Ryan has to play if he's fit enough to play. And I've been vocal in saying that I think people are being slightly too harsh on Runarsson. You look at the stats from last year. Yeah, he was diabolical, of course. He shouldn't have been brought in as our backup keeper, of course, but he was. And he's not been absolutely awful despite the free kick save against City. And we've written off keepers in the past: Fabianski's, Szczesny's, Martinez's.
Hey, let me stop you there. Flapianski was terrible. Yes,
but when he came in as our number 2 in that FA Cup run, he was bloody good. He was bloody good at Swansea and he was bloody good at West Ham. So we've written off keepers in the past that have had, Martinez 7-5 Reading. He was awful that day. And I'm not saying that Runarsson is going to be good. I'm not saying that he should be in the squad. But I just think that people are writing him off based on, an absolute howler against a very good City side. We put out a weak side in the cup. They put out near enough full strength and they smashed us. And he was unfortunate enough to be playing in goal with his paper wrists. Yes. But I think people are being a little bit too harsh, writing him off too soon, but also saying that Matt Ryan has to play. You can't put Runarsson up against Villa if Matt Ryan is fit.
Yeah, this is true. Cory, you got anything else you'd like to say?
With regards to Matt Ryan sounds like Jack Ryan. And Jack Ryan is absolute badass. Yeah. So I would go with him based on that. And I agree with Steve. Like with Runarsson, look, we're Arsenal, right? We ain't got no great history of goalkeepers, right? Even our good goalkeepers had mistakes in them, like Jens Lehmann, like we could all sort of say he was a good goalkeeper, but sometimes he was a little bit of a liability. He had a mistake in him,
He was a bit erratic, wasn't he? Let's face it.
He was a bit erratic, yeah, but we still achieved
German
great
goalkeepers in general, isn't it? Look at Ollie Cohen.
Yeah,
but we achieved great success with him in goal. All right, so we're used to it. We ain't really had a goalkeeper that that didn't have a mistake in them since David Seaman. So
he had a mistake in him,
but he weren't known for it. Do you know what I mean?
Ronaldinho.
Come on, man. That wasn't even. He wasn't even playing for Arsenal. That don't count.
No, that was an England game. I'll admit.
Yeah.
But it happened. Did it happen again with? I think he did it.
In the.
It wasn't Ronaldinho with it. I think.
No, it's another guy who scored from the halfway line. Yeah. Look, that's just good play by the player. You know what I mean? Spotting him off his line and whatnot. That a lot of keepers have been lobbed like that. But,
yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Some on Renard, like him, like we played. Against City. You know what I mean? He made a mistake. Cool. All right. Whatever. Like we lost 4-0 or whatever. It's like he didn't cost us the game.
No.
You know what I mean, so I think we are being a bit harsh on him. He's gonna. This is new to him. He is coming to a big team in a big league and whatnot. And the thing with goalkeepers is that mental strength is like paramount. Because you are stood there for a lot of the match, nothing's happening. But if you're an Arsenal goalkeeper, you're usually quite busy, and you're gonna have a lot of shots that you're gonna have to try and save. A lot of crosses that you're gonna have to come for and whatnot. So he's probably more active now than he's probably been in his career. So he's still young. He's still kind of like getting used to things. Whatever. I'm cool with that, but I do hope that Matt Ryan plays because you can always trust somebody that has a first name as a surname. Yeah. So keep that in mind. All right.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on there, guys. Matt Ryan, for me, it's a given because just because he's played in the Premier League, it makes more sense. I think Runnison, he still needs time. I'm not going to write the kid off yet. He does make mistakes. He made one against Wolves. He kicked out in for a corner. So it happens. Are you drinking champagne?
Obviously.
Mate,
aren't you?
Guy's so smooth. No, I'm water.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's Friday night, man.
Hey, smooth.
Friday night. You don't call yourself Gooners, yeah?
Gooners.
It's Friday night. We're playing
Lager,
early kickoff tomorrow. We've got early kickoff
Gooners,
tomorrow,
it's more of a lager in the pub, mate, not champagne.
Yeah.
Well,
Or,
I'll be drinking champagne in the pub. That's my style.
That's his style. That's his style. That's the way.
I might be drinking it straight out of the bottle in the pub, but
Is it
I'm
Crystal?
drinking a Diet Coke because I'm always fucking skint.
And there's Cory. You with your Diet Coke. I'll have me lager, and then there's Cory there. Crystal, glug. Happy days, No messing. Not call him smooth for nothing, do we?
And then if we win, he's onto the Grey Goose after.
Of course, yeah.
It's got to be a Grey Goose, hasn't it?
It's got to be a Grey Goose, obviously. Any other vodka is just not vodka.
I don't know. I have tried some full-on Russian vodka. I don't know the name of it. It wasn't the ones that we get sent over here. I used to work in a warehouse where we had a lot of Eastern European people work there, and they used to bring back a lot of heavy, hard-hitting stuff.
The paint
it was this vodka. Yeah. I don't know if it was vodka or moonshine or something like that. It was, oh, mate. Woo. Yeah.
Air on your chest.
It was good though. It was good. A couple of them, you'll be on your ass. But yeah, it was good.
But when it comes to, can we talk about the actual game now?
Yes, go for it.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. I apologize. I just saw you sipping champagne. I was like, what the?
Yeah, you digress.
Yes,
that's fine. Champagne would do that. But I think the key word here in this match is revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, revenge. The players should need no motivation for this match because they gave us a bit of a spanking last time and they're flipping Aston Villa. Do you know what I mean? They shouldn't be beating us 3-0 under any circumstances whatsoever. Yeah. So that would have been humiliating for the players. I hope they felt it. and I hope they feel now that they're in a much better place. Confidence is in a different place now, on a different level, and they need to go out there and return that favor. Not 1-0, not 2-1, but they should be looking to inflict pain on these Brummies. Yeah, like real pain, and
going all out, mate.
And we look at their last result against West Ham. Yeah, it shouldn't be a hard task. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to see. Anything less, I'm going to be disappointed. I don't want to scrape it. I don't want to scrape a win. I want to really put it on them. I really want to see a motivated Arsenal in this match.
We want pain.
Yeah. Real pain. Yeah.
Stone cold stunner pain.
BDSM pain.
Yeah.
Nipple clamps. Whips.
I was going something like relatable, but you just went off it there.
That's not relatable to me, but that sounds painful. That's the kind of pain. I want to spank them.
You want to spank them? You want a studded paddle spanking?
Yeah, exactly. That wooden board. Pow.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Red cheeks. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
You just reminded me something from a movie. Have you guys seen Euro Trip?
No.
What? You need to watch it. Anybody who's watching, you need to watch it. It's a classic. It's brilliant. So I'd recommend that to anyone. And it just reminded me something off there, but it'd be pointless me saying because you guys haven't seen it. So it would be pointless. But yeah, it's a hell of a great film. Go watch it. And you'll see if you remember this moment here, what we've just been saying there, and you go watch it, and you'll see the part that I mean, where I was saying you just reminded me of something.
Okay, I will watch it. It doesn't sound like it's a film that was nominated for an Oscar. But,
no.
Yeah.
No. It's one of them. It is one of them ones that you don't really.
It was before American Pie, wasn't it? It was that sort of
that type of film. Yeah. I've heard of it. I've heard the name, and I know it's that type of movie, which I do like.
It is good. Yeah, it's one of them ones that sort of flew under the radar films, but it's brilliant. So I'd recommend it. But yeah, sorry. There's one little comment here from Kieran. Why shouldn't they be beating us? Haven't they been in front of us all season? Steve, do you want to go with that one?
Yeah, I saw that. The thing is, they've been in front of us all season because we've been shit. For not for the last month or so, 6 weeks, but we started off slowly. We had a lot of issues, going on behind the scenes that trickled down into the team, and we weren't good. But yes, Villa, okay, to their credit, have been a different side to they were last season. But also at the same time, they are still Aston Villa. They are a team that were on the relegation battle 6 months ago. They were almost relegated. Well, I think they survived by 4 or 5 points. Was it in the end? I can't remember.
Yeah.
So that is why they shouldn't have been beating us 3-0. And up until that 3-0, we were poor, but we weren't that poor because that was the benchmark where everybody said, if we play like this every week, we're in fucking trouble. Like we were poor. We were really poor. And again, I said before we went live, credit to us that our poorest performance this season has been 3-0. When other seasons we've been 4, 5, 6, 7s, we've been absolutely drabbed before. And Villa, they put 7 against Liverpool, and that was Liverpool with Van Dijk. That was before Pickford, saved the league. So I get that they've been in front of us all season, but at the same, on paper and in reality, they're not a team that should be beating us 3-0. So, that's that. And I think, we've got to go out there. We've got to start how we started against Wolves. We've got to press from the front. We've got to push high. We've got to really get in their faces because they haven't got brilliant defense. They've got some good players on the counter attack, but that's all they've got. That's all they've got. They're not a fantastic side, really. In reality, are they more hungry? Possibly, to prove a point that, maybe they were thinking last season that they were better than the position that they finished in. And And they came out this season and they showed that. They made a couple of good signings. Obviously, Martinez, Ollie Watkins. I think Watkins.
Ross Barkley on loan.
Ross Barkley on loan. You know, they've got some players in that have done well. So they might be more hungry. They may have a point to prove. And I think the fact that their form has tailed off a little bit goes to show just how little the big boys were expecting them to perform. You know, you go up against a team like that, and a lot of the time teams are complacent, so they don't expect it. And when a team like that does come out and go, you know, hell bent for leather, then you get some shocks. And I think we were one of them. Liverpool were one of them. It's the same with Leeds. It's the same with Sheffield United last season. Teams don't play against it. You know, new teams to the league, new teams when they get new players. Sometimes they surprise you. So. I don't know. I think we'll win. I do think we'll win. But we've got to do it. Just don't change anything that we've been doing in recent weeks. If anything, just give it more. And I think
it's a fair point, mate. To be fair, like you say, we haven't been bad. We have been on a run. Obviously, before Wolves, we did have quite a big run there. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't brilliant. It wasn't shockingly amazing or anything. But it was a run on the end. You know, it's.
We wouldn't have lost. We wouldn't have lost to Wolves if we didn't get a man sent off.
No.
Like they were lucky not to be like 3 down before that sending off. So I liked how we looked.
Matinho only took that shot because we were level. Matinho only took that shot because it was 1-1. If they weren't 1-1, he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have risked it. No. He wouldn't have had the confidence to do that. So that's things like that change the course of games and it changes players' mentalities. So. We would have beaten them, and we'd have continued a nice little run. So, I don't feel like the players would have, even though, like I said, I felt like they kind of like gave up because we went, a man or two down. I think they would have sort of been like, even some of us fans were sort of like, all right, let's forget this game while the game was still going on. Let's forget it, on to the next one. And I think that's what in their head. So this is the next one now. This is where you make up for it. This is where it's like, you drop points. Against one Midlands team, now it's time to like absolutely punish the other. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? So and like I said, Villa just lost at home to West Ham. West Ham obviously on a good run right now. So a team that's that's feeling confident and should be able to sort of deal with Aston Villa. The response to the tweet is like, they're above us, but we have been shit. This is not a reflection of our quality. It's a reflection of the type of season that it's been and the form that we've been in. But if our team is not as shit as our league position suggests, so let's just handle business.
Yeah, I agree. And obviously, looking at the teams and stuff, we have got still quite a few available. Like I said earlier on, do we stick with Pepe and Saka on the wings?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Look, Pepe he's come alive. Last couple games, because Arteta wound me up when Lacazette went a little, scored a couple goals and then he dropped him, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Look, you ain't Pep and we ain't Man City. You can't afford to drop players that are in form, right? Because I'm bringing another guy that's also in form. We don't have that luxury, so don't do it. I don't know why you do things like that, but stop. When the guy's building up some momentum, you keep starting them. I don't care who's on the bench. I don't care, who they are. You play when they're in form. So, even though I love Martinelli, and even though I'm aware of like how good Aubameyang is, especially when he's in form. It's like, look, just keep riding that Pepe wave because we need him to like come good, and we need him to have a good run of games where he's consistently good, and then hope that it sticks, and then he just makes that his level going forward. Because we've spent a fuckload of money on him. We know we overpaid, but we know that we've also got a talented player there. We know he's probably, in terms of ability, he's probably got the most ability at Arsenal Football Club in terms of natural talent. So us seeing him as he's been, it's been down to his confidence, and it's been down to his coaching, and it's been down to the team's confidence. So as all of these things seem to be on a better level right now, then play him. And Saka on the right, I feel like that's his position now. I don't really. We've seen a bit. He can assist and shoot with his right foot. You know, he can come inside on his left foot. It makes sense for him to play in that position because I think you get all the best parts of Saka, him playing on the right. So I think Pepe, like, that's it. Your time as a right winger at Arsenal is done. Keep Saka there and let these guys battle it out for that left forward spot.
No, that's a fair point. Because I was just about to say, switching Pepe on the left, it's given him a bit of a new lease of life, hasn't it? Really, more than anything. Steve, what do you think to them two? I was going to add in as well. Do we play Erdegaard or Erdegerde, whatever his name is?
No, not yet.
Or do we leave him on the bench and leave Smith Rowe?
We keep Smith Rowe. We bring Erdegaard on for some minutes at the end. Regardless of the score, I think you bring him on. And yeah, I think Pepe deserves to stay there. Aubameyang, unfortunately, he came on in shitty circumstances on Tuesday. But you keep Pepe, you give Aubameyang again minutes off the bench, providing it's the right sub to make. And yes, weirdly though, I was just thinking when Cory was saying, obviously Saka is supposed to be naturally a left midfielder, absolutely tearing it up and probably performing better than he was on the left, on the right. And Pepe has gone over to the left, where everybody said, "Oh, he can't play left, he can't play on the left," and he looks so much better. And oddly, in the Europa League, I was thinking that with Pepe, he did look as if he was more of a threat on the left hand side. And I don't know what it was. I don't know whether it was just the fact that I don't know. I can't even put my finger on it.
I think it makes
better on the left.
I think it makes him less predictable.
Yeah,
I think he can't
just turn onto his left foot and shoot.
Yeah,
because it might be that.
As a defender, if I'm marking Pepe and he's on the right, then I'm like, right, he's left-footed, so we kind of know where he's going to be. He's going to prefer to shift the ball, and sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he does try to sort of take it onto his right, or whatever, but he's not usually successful that way. He's just a little bit slower. He's not as sharp. Whereas when he's on the left, I'm a bit like, okay, what's he going to do? Is he going to try to cut inside? Is he going to cross it? I'm still a bit unsure. So when I
think he crosses better on the left-hand side because obviously he's
left-footed,
swinging inwards. Yeah. And that was one of his main criticisms on the right-hand side. People would say, oh, he can shoot with his left. He can shoot with his left. He can't cross a ball. That's probably because he was crossing from the right-hand side, in fairness. You watch any highlight reel or if you've seen him in any game, the season he was at Lille, he never crossed. He just ran at them. He didn't need to cross. So obviously we're in a team where we're saying, oh, we've got to get balls in the box. We've got to do this. And credit to Bellerin as well. I think he's been in better form and his delivery's got better this season. I don't think you need Pepe crossing. So the fact that we've been able to switch him over onto the left and also have that extra man in Saka that can deliver a ball, can score a ball, can come inside, tracks back if Bellerin does bomb forward. The balance is just so much better with Pepe out there on the left. 100%.
Yeah. Definitely. So I want to see it continue. Definitely, he's a player that excites me, and let's play him.
Yeah, I agree, and this is what I said at the start. When we first started talking about Villa and Pepe and Saka, don't fix something that's not broken. There's no need to. If it's working, leave it, let it carry on. As much as I love Martinelli, if Pepe's playing well, leave him. Don't chop and change when there's no need to. There's another thing I wanted to come into before we finish the show up. Is we're coming up to the Europa League in a couple of weeks. Without going into the Benfica talk, I was going to say more into the lines of, do we concentrate on the Europa as well as the league? or do we concentrate on one and not the other? Cory, I'll come to you on that one first, mate.
Okay. I think the Europa has to be a priority. Okay. And I was actually having a conversation with my good mate, Dan Potts. And I say, when we say that, I think some people get it confused when we say, like, look, we have to go all out for the Europa. That doesn't mean that you don't make an effort in the league matches. But when you're playing those league matches, you have to sort of have it in the back of your mind. We've got a Europa game coming up. I'm not necessarily going to go 100%, 100 miles per hour till I'm exhausted so that I'm burnt out for the Europa game. You have to hold something back. So what we need to do, like in the league matches, if it, is pick the right team. And also with the players, let's try and get games won early. And so that we can make substitutions a little bit earlier than we normally would. Or you can take your foot off the gas a bit. If you go like a couple goals up, you can take your foot off the gas a bit and not exhaust yourself in those matches. Yeah, I think that's the approach that we need to take, because the Europa League is very important. It's very winnable for us, I think, this year, especially if they're going to do away with the 2 legs and it's just going to be neutral ground, 1 leg knockout. I think that we can do something, and it's obviously our most realistic route back into the Champions League. And I do think that we've got a squad that can do it. So yeah,
that's exactly my thinking, mate. In that sort of sense, Gary, just to bring you up to speed, mate. We're just talking about games, Europa League games. What my question was is, do we concentrate on one or the other, or do we concentrate on them both? But as Cory was saying, not give 100% into the league, but try and win the games. Is that what you're saying, Cory? But make sure we basically go all out in the Europa.
Yeah, make sure you've got it in your mind that Europa games coming up, and they're very important, and you need to save a little bit for those games.
Well, yeah, and what my thinking on that is, just sorry, Gary, just before I bring you in, mate, I agree with you there completely, because we are currently we're 9 points off top 4 at this moment in time. There is a lot of games to come in between them, but it's an uphill struggle to get into that top 4 position. I know the league's up and down. I know teams are up and down at the minute. It's still an uphill challenge. Whereas if, with the Europa, you got 2 legs of one team, then you'll have 2 legs of another team and 2 legs of another team, and then you move on to the final. So, Gary, what's your thinking on that, mate?
Yeah, I mean, I think we should go for the Europa. I mean, I think that's where we are right now. I don't think we can put more into the Europa than we can into the league. I think because if it's one-offs, if it's home and away, I think we can give it all we want in those games and get something out of it. The league games, I mean, I think we're far from getting punished, and dropping too far down in the league if we're not able to bring everything to every game. But I think we actually have a structure that we don't have to go out in all these games. We can slow things down if we want to ourselves. I mean, I think we can do that. If we go 3 at the back, we can slow things down, and I think we're better suited to do that now than we were earlier, because we got a little bit more youth. So if we do get the counter, I think we can punish people. So, I think Europa is where we go. I mean, a trophy, everybody said, would you have a trophy or a top 4? Trophy, especially if you're in it. I mean, we've given up already two cups. Let's not give up this one. If we can't. If Benfica is better than us, then we gave it a chance. But I think we're decent enough that we should be able to make a move in that tournament. So yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah,
silverware's always nice. And
yes,
top 4 don't give you a trophy.
Yeah, and you know what? It'll give us the experience that we need. If we're talking about we want to be a team that is a top 4, then you need to be able to compete in these types of tournaments, in European tournaments where you're traveling and all of that. So it's only going to help us, by being able to go deep into this into the Europa. So if that's where we want to go, that's what we should do. He wants to be in the Champions League. So this isn't I mean, the league's probably better, but it's too long. It's too many games. But I'd say let's go get a cup. Let's go get a cup.
It's always nice to have silverware. Steve, you're thinking, mate?
Yeah, the club have made it clear that the objective is to get Champions League, and at this point in time, the most realistic route into the Champions League is to go through the Europa. Yeah, I just see that. Benfica are generally a good side, but at the moment they're on a poor run of form. They got a lot of issues with COVID throughout their squad. They drew tonight on a game they should have won. Fucked my bet up. One team. They're not an Atletico. They're not a Bayer Leverkusen or whoever it is we've played in previous years when the Champions League sides have dropped down. We may still, encounter that somewhere further along the line if we do get past them. But as Gary was saying, they're the sort of teams that you need to be beating and need to be competing against if you do want to be consistently getting in the top 4 in the Premier League anyway. I would take a top 6 finish at this point. I mean, as you say, top 4 doesn't get you a trophy, but top 4 does get you into the Champions League, which is the club's objective. But as a fan, we do want silverware. We do want those, those evenings or mornings where we're watching a final. So yeah, I think there's no reason why we couldn't win the Europa League again. The draw may not be lucky to us if we do get through, and we may look at a game that may come and say, that's going to be tough, and if we lose, we say, well, that's that, and then you aim for that top 6, and you say, right, we go again next year for the Europa League, but we're in a better position next year. I think with the players that have gone out and the business that we're expecting to do in the summer, we'll be in a much better position to say, well, actually, we go again with the Europa, and we go hell bent on getting top 4, because this season we've shown already, even with the squad in the state that it's in, that we can beat anyone on our day. We can beat the Chelseas, we can beat the Man Uniteds. City, okay, maybe not so far, but Liverpool are not unbeatable. They're not an unbeatable force, and neither are City. So I'm not too bogged down in in this whole top 4. Is the be all or end all. It would be nice, but it's highly. I don't think it's realistic at this stage, because the teams above us do have games in hand. The teams above us are playing better. The teams below us, even that we've got to go and play again, are also playing well. Your Brightons, your Wolves. Leeds, I think Leeds above. I don't know. I haven't looked at the table.
Leeds are below us, mate, but they have got a game in hand. But we face them next weekend.
Yeah, but what I'm mainly getting at is that you've got to have a lot of other things go in your favour to get top 4 at this position. And the only the thing with the Europa League and that route into the Champions League is it's all down to you. You haven't got to rely on other people. You haven't got to rely on other teams dropping points and this, that, and everything else. You just turn up on the day, play as best that you can, and hope to get through. So
hope to God we get through.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we'll definitely end it there. It's been great having you guys on. Gary, I know you've got a YouTube channel out now, have you not? Something going on?
Yeah.
By all means, mate, get it posted here. I'm sure people will get onto it, mate. It is a good show. I have watched it.
Yeah, so it's DWTT is the channel. If you type in DWTT Arsenal, you'll find it. Right now, I've got one segment that comes on right after the game called My Five, where I kind of pick 5 guys and highlight kind of how they did in the game, kind of just from my view. And yeah. So I'll try and build from there, but I'm starting small.
Yeah. We all start small, mate. Me and Cory, we started, didn't we, mate? And we're getting there, aren't we? Like I say, we've got one of the viewers on. The other viewer, we've got a couple of extra viewers in. So thank you very much, guys, who's joined us in the chat.
Thank you.
Yeah, just look, viewers, you might get on. So, keep watching. We might randomly select one of you to come on.
Drop me a line, anyone, by all means. Plenty. We cater to everyone, don't we, Cory, to be fair, mate?
Everyone. Where's the ladies at, though? You remember I said that last time? I'm going to do my own little show.
Oh, smooth Cory's Saturday night. Yes, Saturday night smooth.
Yeah, exactly.
Saturday night smooth with Cory.
Yeah, drinking champagne. Do you know what I mean? Have a
Listening
chocolate
to
fountain behind me. Yeah, like ladies, let's talk Arsenal. Let's talk balls.
Why not? Why not? Like I say, he's drinking his champagne, guys. It's all or nothing now. It's there, isn't it? I'm just next podcast. Next time we're on Friday, next Friday, we'll have some light jazz music in the background coming from Cory.
Bit of Louis Armstrong.
Then there you go, mate. That's when you know it's going down for the Saturday night show.
It's 2021, man. Let's change up the vibe,
This is it, mate.
Get rid of the metal and get some jazz.
No more chance. Just Louis Armstrong and Barry White.
I'll tell you what. I'll see if I can find it. And what I'll do is for one show, the Friday Arse show that I come on that you'll see in a bit. I'm gonna get some smooth jazz or something on it. Entry and. On the way out as well.
I'm with it.
We're going for it, are we?
Yeah.
Nice.
We're doing it. Right. Thank you, guys. Gary, thanks for joining us, mate. Steve, as always. Thank you again to everyone in the chat. We will be back next Friday, where hopefully we won't be seeing a Valentine's Day massacre on the Sunday. I had to get that in because we do play on Sunday.
Ain't as dramatic as Valentine's Day against Leicester. Oh, Christ.
Yeah, let's not go there. Let's not go there. We don't need that right now. We're looking for a win. We need a win. So, yeah, fingers crossed. Oh, predictions. Steve.
2-1.
2-1. Gary.
I had 3-1.
3-1. Cory.
3-1
I thought you would have gone 3-0, mate.
That's what we should be doing.
Yeah.
But two things are going to happen. They're going to score, and Martinez is going to pull off a couple worldy saves. We all know it.
Or is the pressure going to get to him?
Huh?
Or is the pressure going to get to him?
No. He's going to pull off a couple worldy saves, and just so all those Martinez cunts that, like that were making up all their noise when he left, they're going to have their voice again. Trust me, he's going to pull off something and you're going to be like, what the fuck? How did he get to that? 100%.
We'll see.
That's my prediction.
Yeah, 3-1. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna go 3-0. Screw it. I'll go for it. 3-0 to the Arsenal. I'm going for it. It needs to happen. We need some payback.
Yes,
it's got to be. To everyone who has been watching, please like and share us on YouTube. Like and subscribe to us on YouTube. It's much appreciated. Again, go to Gary's show on YouTube. DWTT. Is it DWTT Gooner?
It's just this DWTT, but Arsenal. If you add Arsenal to it, it'll come up. That's the first thing that comes up. So.
Top of the charts there, mate. There you go. You've only just started in the top of the charts. Can't argue. So yeah, please go to his show. Please, again, go like and subscribe. It's well worth it. Again, thanks, guys, and we'll catch you next week.
Latest.
I love that feature.